Hello and welcome to another product spotlight. Today I'm excited to be joined by Kevin Roccapriore. I'm sorry, Kevin, I got it right before. Kevin is with Luminys, and we're excited to have him here. We're going to be talking about some products from Luminys. And Kevin, tell us a little bit about those products we're going to be discussing today.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake, for having me. The products that we're going to talk about today is going to be our N5 series line of cameras. And what we offer in the N5 series is that each model brings something useful to the table. Like LumiColor helps deliver clear, usable images in low light. The Deterrent line adds a proactive layer of protection, and the Lumilux Smart helps drive more of that smart intelligence at the camera edge, right? So with those, we have three model numbers to highlight. They're going to be the N5T 4LAV, the N5T, N5D 8DA2, and then the N5T 8CA2, which is some of our highlight products, right? When we talk about moving this technology into the future and how we can benefit from having these lines on the market, you look at the N5 LumiColor, right? And what it does is it's just white light, but it has the classic video content analytics, and it has the Lumi analytics. And what I mean by Lumi analytics is face detection, people counting, heat map, queue management, smart object detection, things that people can use in real time to get better color and better detection on their images, right? And as we move down the line and we go into that Lumilux Smart camera, which is going to be your N5T 4LAV, which is going to be a 4 meg or 8 meg with a 2.7 to 12 millimeter lens. That's going to give you the same video content analytics and the same Lumi analytics. It's going to also introduce Lumi Search Plus, which means what you can do smart tracking throughout the recordings of all the analytics that you're pulling. It is going to allow you to stay in time as they move through. And then also, what this one does is it adds IR back into the picture. So say you have that light, it's shining through on your neighbor's property, or it's noisy, or maybe you don't want the camera to be noticed until someone gets close, and it can trigger from that IR back into white light, getting full resolution, full color on all your images, which is really, really, really powerful. Then going
Yeah,
into
and,
the deterrent, yeah,
and
go ahead.
Kevin, just real quick on those with those analytics, is that built into the camera, or do you have to get some kind of additional software or pay like license fees for that? How does that work?
So those analytics are built right into the camera. You do not need to pay any license fees. There's no added software necessary. They work with our R5 and R6 and R4 recorders. They're, our powerful line. They even work with the R3, but the R3, for me, bandwidth wise, when you start getting
Sure.
into the analytics, that's your good, better, best approach of your good is going to get you started. It'll have analytics. But once you start maxing out the camera bandwidth on those, is when you're going to start to feel the system kind of slow down for you as you're maximizing those features. That R5 and R6 creating plenty of bandwidth for you to max out every channel to the T and do all the full analytics or VCA line crossing with them. So no licenses, no extra thing, anything needed. You can manage it all through Lumi Viewer. We do offer licenses that kind of push into Lumi Center and our VMS platform and also our cloud platform. So you can go kind of a couple different directions. We wanted to have a free solution for the customers that are not really going too far in depth. We want to have analytics for people who are doing takeovers. That's going to lead you down that R6 road or even that, Lumi Center VMS platform row. But yeah, no added features. Do you have
Okay,
any other
cool.
questions that hit you as far as like what do I want to know about this camera? Why would I install an N5T?
Yeah, no, I mean it sounds like a really great camera, especially as we talk about the ability to switch from white light or from white light to IRs and then on to white light as an active deterrent. Are you seeing dealers installing these in conjunction with remote video monitoring sites so that they can actually monitor these cameras remotely through their central station as well?
Yes, we are. We're actually seeing a really big influence of VMS monitoring becoming a forefront of this industry. I know brands like Verkada have started on that path, but what we can do with Luminous is really powerful. We can have our doors open. So where we're highlighting the N5T and we think our edge analytics for value is really high because you're not paying those licensing, you're not paying those reoccurring costs. You're still able to create RMR by having analytics and getting people more of a deep dive on their system.
Awesome. No, that's great. So tell me what else what you've got.
So onto the last of the few cameras that we have to highlight for this session. It's the Lumi Deterrent series. And what's really special about the Lumi Deterrent series is that it does red and blue lights as well as two-way audio. So you're actually now getting commands that are driven. So if someone's doing loitering or you have queue management, you can increase the revenue of your store by managing the lines better. You can increase the vandalism protection that you have around site, but or dumping people who using your dumpsters by having a voice command get triggered when people are going, and then having the red and blue helping to deter that person while they're on site. It might make them stop while they're in the action. I always also like to say, and I do apologize, I'm from New York, I talk pretty fast, but I
That's
love to say from from this line, what the deterrent really does is when those lights pop up and go off, these cameras have face detection, so they're already registering a lot. But when those lights go off, they pop, and now you look at it and you're like, oh, shoot, I'm on camera, right? So
right.
getting even more of that clear image of the face, getting you better details so that you can have better action items from the camera system that you're installing, right? And that's really what you want to do, is provide value to the customer and provide value to your dealers so that they have a better time installing and they have more features to sell on, but they're not getting price driven out of the market with how much these features cost on some of these higher end brands, right? So
Yeah, I think what I really like about the ability to push and automate some of those voice commands through the camera automatically is that it brings down the cost for proactive remote video monitoring. A lot of our integrators are dabbling in video monitoring today, but some of the challenges that they have center around the high cost of high activity accounts, right? When every time somebody walks into the parking lot, it's having to be sent to the central station as an operator handled event, that's driving up their costs. And so what we've found is that with active deterrent cameras like this, a lot of times there's no central station operator intervention required because, as you said, we've got red and blue lights are flashing, it's getting their attention, they're getting an automated voice command down, and a lot of times the next thing you see is them running off. So I think that's really cool. When we talk about Luminous and integrations into the central stations today, um, are you monitored, or are you seeing Luminous can be monitored at all the major central stations?
as far as integration with the central stations. So all of our
Yeah.
cameras are going to be like ONVIF compliant, and you're going to be able to pull their streams in. And it depends on like the multitude of ways that you want to get involved. But as far as like certifications to be in monitoring stations, I know that we're pursuing making sure that we're fully NDAA compliant, fully UL listed, and making sure that our doors are open to kind of everyone kind of in the market, right? Creating that lowest barrier of entry to that NDAA compliance. And that's really what we're bringing here is you talk about all these guys online having reseller positions and saying, "Oh, we're cutting out the middleman. We don't have the big name attached, so we can kind of sell at a better price." And I think that that's what Luminous is really offering right now is we're offering the Axis and Hanwha values that they have with their technology, but at an
Sure.
affordable cost as we build our name into that prestige line, right? So really it's kind of an open doors format, and especially with RMR and monitoring being like the turning point of the future, we want to make sure if you were to see our cloud, it is one of the most beautiful ones out there. I would say we compete with the best of them as far as the cloud. It's still in its infancy. It definitely has some legs that it needs to learn how to stride on, but I mean, as far as recording, we're not pushing out 2 years or anything, but are able to do event-based recording in full resolution on a lot of our line. We've even introduced, and I know this isn't the product we're spotlighting, but
Sure.
direct-to-cloud cameras, which help
Nice.
monitoring centers even better, right? So we are pushing in that direction, and we are trying to be on the forefront and be on the future side of this industry. Because as you've seen, especially in the last 5 years from COVID, we had a nice little dip as the industry kind of slowed down and everyone figured out what we were using. And then it ramped back up as everyone's like, wait, I'm home. I can monitor everything remotely. And the rings of the world just aren't cutting it on. We're getting flooded with notifications all the time. So using AI to like really mitigate the amount of notifications that you guys are getting on site so that when you're having true events or true alarms, they're the actual one you need to pay attention to. So
Yeah, I think that's so great, right? I mean, we all get notification fatigue. The first couple weeks you have your new camera system installed, you're looking at every one, And then when you start getting nuisance ones, you just kind of train yourself not to look at it. So I think it's great that you guys are leveraging AI to filter that out, make it more relevant, and ensure that when you are sending video clips to the subscriber or to the central station, that it's relevant, actionable events. Kevin, what would you recommend if somebody's looking if somebody's looking for a new camera line and they wanna evaluate Luminous, how can they reach Luminous?
So we have a regional sales map on luminuscorp.com. You'll be able to reach any of your salesmen locally in your area. We're available at almost all the major distributors in the nation. So if you want to reach out, I would say go to me, go to Patty. You'll find the tech support number. Everything's available right on Luminous Corp and is really easy to access. Another highlight on our website and what we do to make sure your information is readily available is when you want that product spec sheet or your data sheet, when you're looking at the Luminous line of cameras and you want to review them, you don't have to go to a tab, download it, and then open it in another browser. You're able to view everything on one page. So you can see the camera, see what its tech specs are, and then right below you can see, who to contact and go to the RSM map and reach out to your local salesperson. Everyone that I've worked with at this company is fantastic, and they're really excited about bringing this product line forward. So
Awesome. Well, we're certainly excited about it. And if you're an SS&Si dealer watching this video, reach out to your rep here. We'd love to talk to you. Feel free to message me directly. We're here to help you and support you with Luminous. Kevin, I want to thank you for the time today. Thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about the exciting new products from Luminous. And we'll look forward to working with our partners and our folks at Luminous to get these solutions out in the field.
Jake, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the time and look forward to doing more business.